Hi all, I'm Melissa and welcome to My Word Melly. February is known to be the month of love as well as the Black History Month. So here I am today with some BIPOC romance recommendations for you. If you don't know what BIPOC is, so BIPOC stands for Black, Indigenous and People of Color. So it can be characters who are of a different race, different skin color and all that. So I love diverse books. If you all have watched my uppercase YA's reading challenge where I talk to you about books that I'm going to read for each prompt, I touch upon BIPOC in that. You all can click up here to watch that video if you still haven't. So in today's video, I'm going to bring about some books that I have heard of or I have read with BIPOC representation. So I hope you enjoy my recommendations. So starting off with Ramon and Julieta by Alana Quintana Albertson. So some of y'all must be pronouncing this as Ramon and Julieta, but if y'all have read the book, y'all know that it's pronounced with an H sound rather than a J, so it's Ramon and Julieta. I read this book, if I'm not mistaken, last year. I got the ARC from the author Annette Gelly, so I was like so excited when I received it. It's, of course, as the name says, it's a Romeo and Juliet retelling, and it has this Mexican culture and food surrounded, plot. So it's like instant love, but then they find out, like the two main characters find out that they are rivals in this taco industry. One wants to keep it very traditional and the other wants to like mass produce tacos, and then the main character's family is going to acquire this female traditional chef's taco restaurant, and she's doing everything she can to save her family business. I love everything about tacos and I was like so hooked. There were ups and downs in this book, but I still enjoyed it thoroughly. I gave it a 4-star read. So it's like star-crossed lovers and rivals because one is trying to acquire the other person's livelihood and still they end up falling in love. So it's like taco rivalry with workplace romance and instant love because they meet on the Day of the Dead celebrations and then only they find out that they are actual rivals, but they had already got attracted to each other, which was really, really fun. So if you all still haven't read this book, I think you all should pick it up. It's a beautiful representation of family and passion. So check it out. Oh my word, this book, The Shadi Setup by Lily Vale, was one of my 5-star reads, I think back in 2021 if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, definitely not last year, but 2021. I absolutely just devoured the book. It was so fast paced and I love the prompt. So it has this South Asian desi vibe to it. And it's like a rom-com between exes and like matchmaking and second chance romance, and like these desi families or like desi mothers who wants to like always intervene in their children's dating life and hook them up if they are not dating. So it follows that premise as well as so the parents signing them up or like making them work together on like flipping a house and building up a worn down house, and then before that these two sign up to this matchmaking website where they don't know but they get matched up as the perfect pairing. So much of banter, and like this book lives in my mind rent free. Like I love the desi twist in the story and like high school sweethearts to then enemies, exes to lovers kind of trope, second chance romance, and then because they have no choice but working together to flip the house, the forced proximity, the tension between them while working, and it's more of a closed door romance. So it's not very spicy. I think it's not spicy at all from what I can recall, but the love, the way they fall in love again with each other was amazing. And also the female main character has 2 pups as pets, and oh my god, I just love them. So it was such a hilarious book. I enjoyed it, like a sweet rom-com as well. So y'all should definitely check out Lily Whale's The Shadi Setup. That is the first book that I have read by Lily Whale, and now I know there are a few more books out by her, and I would definitely recommend y'all picking up any of her books because I loved her style of writing. But anywho, so The Shadi Setup is my second. Why did I choose four? My second recommendation. Next is Love from A to Z by S.K. Ali. I have not read this book, but I have seen it being like, I don't know, it has been trending right throughout Instagram or like rather Bookstagram, Book Talk, like over the last many years. I can't say couple of years because I have seen this trending so much, and now I think she has another book from a book called Love from Mecca to Medina, which also I haven't read, but it has this Muslim representation in that, as well as with some parts of romance that adheres to the Islamic culture and customs. So it's a story between Zainab and Adam, and Zainab is, like, as far as what I know from the synopsis, she is the only Muslim girl in her class, and she stands up against her Islamophobic teacher and gets suspended because of that. And as she is suspended, she goes back to Doha to visit her aunt, if I'm not mistaken. At the same time, Adam also goes to Doha and he has to come clean about some disease he has to his family, and then they meet and then they just start falling in love with each other. This has no spice or whatever. It stands by to whatever the culture they follow. I have heard mixed opinions about this book, so that's the only reason I still haven't picked it up. Like, some say they absolutely loved A to Z, or like Adam to Zainab's love story, and some were like, it's such a boring book. So I don't know. What would a BIPOC recommendation video be without The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang? It is a book that is so hyped, and I know it's worth the hype as well. I am yet to read it. I have the books right behind me here. I need to read it. Anywho, The Kiss Quotient follows this fake dating trope, then strangers to lovers with a Vietnamese or like an Asian representation. It is said to be spicy, and it has somewhat of a forced proximity. The book is written in dual POV, so it's definitely something that I want to read. I love books in dual POV, and I do like specifying that it's in dual POV because you get that whole story from both MCs or like all the MCs' perspectives. So I love dual POV books, as well as the female main character is a woman in STEM. This story follows around like a high society girl falling in love with a low society guy. So in the Asian and Vietnamese culture, ranks matter, so it's going to be a very angsty story. I'm like thinking, maybe is it like Romeo and Juliet, because they also were in 2 different social circles. I don't know. I'm not saying it's a retelling, but I just felt like it when I was reading the synopsis, so this is another recommendation I have. The Donut Trap by Julie Teal. So this book also has this Asian American representation where the parents are Asian immigrants who have immigrated to America, and the children growing up as Asian American children. And it follows a girl, like a 20-something-year-old girl who is right after college trying to figure out her life, and like more of a coming of age story. She goes to work in her parents' donut shop. Guys, I love donuts. Do y'all? Like, if y'all do, I think this book is going to make y'all want to read it, of course, but like want to eat donuts while reading it. Whenever I read it, I'll let y'all know if I had that inclination. I think I will, because I love donuts and I love eating sweets. Anywho, so it's like a cutesy closed door romance. Though it is like a new adult book, it's of no spice, so that's going to be something new. I don't know how I feel about new adult books being not spicy, but whenever I read it, I'll let y'all know. and it also has this small second chance romance vibes. Again, this book too has mixed opinions. Some absolutely loved it and like read it in one setting, and some just found it utterly boring and did not love the romance aspect of it by it being a romance book. So they said they didn't feel the romance, or they didn't feel the actual genre in the book. Again, I don't know. And I love the cover of this book. It's so yellow and that donut. The next is First Love Take Two by Sajni Patel. I think another book of hers came out, or like there was a book before this. I can't remember. I'll just leave a picture of it here. Anywho, First Love Take Two follows this second chance romance trope of an interracial couple where the main or the main character, female main character, has an Indian culture or like a South Asian representation, and also like she's a doctor, and this book covers many mental health related subjects. So if you all get triggered easily, I think you all should check up the trigger warnings for this book. If I can remember exactly, when I was just researching about the book, I think the two main characters end up having to share an apartment, therefore forced proximity, and the twist here is that apartment has only one bed, so it has the one bed trope too. So, and like second chance romance means they have some history, so it's going to be really fun and witty. It's a trope that I absolutely adore. So I think I will enjoy this book as well. Again, if you all have read it, let me know in the comments down below. Next is a popular and trending book that I still haven't read, and that is Actor Age Eve Brown by Talia Hibbert. I still have not read any book by Talia Hibbert. I actually thought I'll read one of her books this month, but I just didn't. I don't think I have the time to wrap up this month with one of her books. Actor J. Brown follows this people of color characters, of course, a black main character, so it's like a grumpy sunshine, workplace romance, forced proximity, an open door romance. So it's definitely spicy, enemies to lovers, and an interracial couple. Guys, this book has all the tropes that just tick, 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 that I know if I read it, I'm going to love it. Like, I really can't find faults in the amount of tropes this book has, as well as, y'all know something I like, this book has an autistic representation. I love when some weakness is highlighted in a book, because no one is picture perfect like in fairy tales. So I find the more realistic elements in books when there is some mental health or some diversity in the book. So I love to read this book. I really need to. I can't believe I still haven't. Shame on me. I know, shame on me. I'm just looking at all the tropes and the prompts of this book, and I'm wondering why? Why? I'm so regretting not picking this up. Talking of Talia Hibbert, the book that I actually was planning to read this month is Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute. But as I told, I don't think I have the time to wrap up this month with this book. And it also has like forced proximity, a snarky banter where they are best friends, then they end up being enemies, and then rivals, and end up being lovers. So much of tropes that I know this is going to be very fun. So it's like highly competitive and driven main characters, as well as in dual POV. Again, yes, just the book for me. And it's surrounded by conspiracy theories. I love those. I like to see how, I'm pretty sure that means the two main characters have different opinions on these theories. I guess, I'm guessing here. And also they are on the spectrum, so they have a bi-main character with OCD. Yes, this book is just ticking all the things I love of a book. And also about figuring out life goals. I think it has something to do with an academic setting, maybe college, maybe high school, I'm not sure, but it has something, is what I recall. I may be wrong. I just have so many books that I have to read. Just no time. Oh my god, it's so daunting to have so many books that I want to read, but you had me at Hola by Alexis Daria. I think there is some other book by hers also which I see trending all over, something about adios or something. I just can't remember the name. I'll leave a picture of that also here. So this You Had Me by Ola or Hola follows like a celebrity romance trope where the main characters both are telenovela stars, where they have like they are more like opposites or opposite main characters, where you don't know if they actually fall in love on like for the sake of their telenovela, or if they're actually falling in love. It's like more of a uh, rival co-workers forbidden romance kind of trope that is like that follows the plot, and it has a Latino American representation, also a bisexual representation as well with the main characters. And guys, I was told this is spicy, and that's all I wanted to hear. Of course, I love that because they have to work on set and work together, it's more like forced proximity, and the angst, the tension is going to be over the charts in this. It's a new adult book as well, so definitely open door as well. If y'all don't know what open door or closed door romances are, let me know so that I may do a video in the future explain what those two are. I know this video is long. Anywho, my final recommendation is Buy the Book by Jasmine Guillory. This is, I think, the second book of the Meant to Be trilogy or series, which I have heard Meant to Be is also very like, I don't know, it's trending and people just absolutely love that book. I still haven't read that either. So Buy the Book also has like people of color characters and a strong female uh, MC with a like strong and positive personality. And guys, it's a book about books. What's not to love about that? Like, I absolutely love books about books. Maybe just a thought that popped into my head right now. I should do a recommendation of books about books. I think y'all should subscribe and also click on that little bell icon so that y'all won't miss out any of my future videos. And I may do this video in the future. Who knows? So y'all don't want to miss that out. Buy the Book follows an enemies to friends to lovers trope. Ooh, that's going to be a lovely journey of the characters, and maybe they are growing into each other. And I was told this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I actually loved Beauty and the Beast. I love the movie. I used to love the, I don't know, the animated movies since I was small, even the story since I was small, and I just loved the remake of it with who was Emma Watson. I almost said Hermione Granger. So I absolutely love it. So I know I'm going to love this book as well. And it's in the world of book editing and publishing. It also has a Grumpy Sunshine vibe. I love books, so I love books about books too. So I know if I do pick this up someday, I will enjoy this book as well. So those were all the BIPOC romance recommendations I had for y'all. I am pretty sure y'all must have come across these books somewhere down the line on Bookstagram, on Book Talk, on BookTube as well. If y'all have read any of these books, like I said, let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on the books, as well as keep in touch with me on my social media channels. If I do read these books, I will leave reviews on Instagram, on Goodreads, as well as try to do mini reviews on YouTube as well. And with that, I think it's time for me to wrap up this video. If you all did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, as well as share this video with your friends and family and help me grow my hobby. And with promises of a more fun and bookish video next week, it's time for me to say bye from Oh My Word Melly.